This is Full Game Prometheus giving you another full game recap. Once again, using the West Coast playbook. Tennessee on defense, using the Buccaneers. That's been my primary team on regs, going against then Kansas City Chiefs. Now, one of the things I noticed when you play against people that use Kansas City, you're going to get two types of players. You're going to get bums that don't know what they're doing, and then you're going to get people that know exactly what they're going to do, and it's going to be a hell of a game. And that's one of the things I actually discovered playing against Kansas City players, is that you get either one of the two different types of things. Now, this guy, I would actually put in a category that he was really not that good, but because he's using the best team in Madden, at least offensively, he was getting a lot of great breaks and opportunities. That's a particular blitz I was working on, which is it's a LQ roll blitz. Actually, it works very effectively in getting pressure against my opponent. Problem with this particular blitz, I might actually highlight and show it, is that one of the things is if you go ahead and make an adjustment, you can push your guys out of position. But the second thing is that it does take time to actually set up. So unless you're playing against someone that takes a long time setting things up, this Oki roll blitz is not necessarily the best blitz in the game, because just if you run into a quick hiker, you're just gonna have to get out of it. It's not gonna be effective. But you can see right here in a 4th and 10 situation, he goes for it. I'm able to go and get a short field against him and put myself in a good position. So he gets a nice little block shed with his defensive tackle. To get me with a quick sack. I try to throw the ball to the outside, actually get a nice little completion. I think it's a 3rd and short situation, and this is a play that I like to run down in the red zone, so I'm able to go and hit quick out. He actually had off coverage, and I know he was using a lot of man coverage. So right here, I try to mix things up a little bit. I go into cover 4 version and show him the same type of a blitz. He actually throws and dots me up off to the right hand side. So this guy, what he was doing, he was working particular plays in his scheme. So I don't know if this is a lab game. Most players that are really, really good, they don't necessarily lab plays intensively. What they'll do is they get to a certain point where they hate losing. Right here actually throws to my user. I get a nice little interception by this dirt slow guy, Stewart Jr. I actually had no intention of having him in the roster, but sometimes what happens is Madden, it's like they reset the rosters. If you reset the game, and then if you're not aware about that, you have to go in there and change up your rosters and stuff like that. So caught me off guard. Right here, I take off with Winston. This is one of the things that I'm starting to do a little bit more in my gameplay. Is I'm actually running with my quarterback when it's there, not trying to make a play down the middle, down the field. Hit him with a nice little run with the power O off the left-hand side. And right here, he was showing me a lot of man pressure. I'm able to go ahead and hit him on the backside. He was using, it was hard flats, and he actually was using the deep safety half. And that's why I was able to go ahead and get past him. So this is an Oki roll play. Basically, he found a play right here that actually just completely destroyed this Oki roll. I had to jump out of it. I liked having that pressure coming off the edge. Basically what I do with this particular play is I actually go ahead and take my linebacker, ship him off to the left, or actually pinch them down, blitz the left side linebacker, and then I use one of the blitzing corners. But as you can see, this play takes a long time to set up, and as a result, you're just not going to be able to get it off against anybody who plays who's a quick snapper. So right there, I think I had a defensive tackle that fell into his passing lane. This guy was basically using this pistol bunch formation, and he was just hitting a couple of reads. So he would run it occasionally, so I'd actually have to make sure I had my run defense set up. But what he would do is he would hit basically his tight end Kelsey off to the right on a little corner route, and then he actually had like a drag concept with basically a little angle concept right here, where he actually would hit that drag or hit the angle on the back end side, and I think he actually had a corner out with it. But he just kept checking down everything right in the front of me, and my players really weren't making any kind of plays, and I was labbing this particular defense, which was that Oki roll. But you can see, I think he actually hits the little corner out with Kelsey, and that was actually just kind of just bothering me. So I think I jumped into a different defense right here. You go into cover 4 just to kind of mess him up a little bit, and actually hits me with a nice run play. So it's funny when you get into a guy that just keeps spamming the same play over and over again and makes the right reads and right decisions. It becomes somewhat of a challenge, but you have to also go ahead and make adjustments and lock things down. So right here he's running with the same play. I go ahead and switch up my defense. I want to have a little bit more stouter defense down by the end zone. So I jump into a 4-4 split. But this actually, the way I was running it, had a lot of holes and gaps in it. Let's see, this is where I jump into the cover 2 version of it. No, actually had a bunch of blitzers going on, and actually he just goes ahead and dots me up. Nice completion with Kelsey right in the corner. So just as quickly as I was ready to blow this guy out, I go ahead and I'm thinking, okay, this guy is just getting back in the game. I got a streak route off the left-hand side that is naked, and I throw it up, and he uses from the other opposite side of the field to come around with a honey badger to be able to go ahead and pick that off. So just as quick as I had an opportunity to go and get another cheap score against him, he actually hits me up top. Right here he takes off with Mahomes. He completes a dot off the sideline, but actually my defender actually goes and stops that right there. So I come with a blitz off the edge. You get him into a 3rd and long situation. So 3rd and 20. I go into cover 4, try to go over the top with the coverage. Actually, I get another block shed. So 4th and 29 right here. I'm going to send the dogs after him more than anything else. His line completely picks it up. Mahomes goes off to the right. I've got a cover 4 shell. He hit me with a cover 4 beater with Tariq Hill, and just that quick. 4th and 30, and I actually go ahead and give up a touchdown on the other side. So that's one of the reasons why it's so frustrating to play against the Chiefs, or one of the reasons why a lot of people that think they're good use the Chiefs, is because you get those kind of fluky plays by Mahomes where he can throw the ball like a dime while he was running the opposite direction and get the ball 60 yards down the field, and you got a Tariq Hill on the opposite side to go and complete it. So that was just a very, very frustrating situation, but it happens to all of us. We've all seen those type of animations. We've all seen those fluky plays, and that's why people love the Chiefs, because it does give you those plays. Right here I caught him manually taking the honey badger. I'm able to go ahead and hit him up top. Nice dot by Jameis Winston for me, so I'm appreciative of him doing that. So he goes back to the run. He's going back to his bunch play. You can see he's got his motion off. He's got like a little angle route. Hits me with the either it was a streak or that was a corner route. He actually hits it with a dime. I'm staying in this cover 4 split. This 4-4 split type defense, because I want to make sure I can take away that run. The last thing I need him to do is actually go and hit me with a run. I had a couple other players. Throws right at my user. I do not click the button quick enough. I actually fell right into that zone. I got pressure going off the edge. I think I jumped into a clod flat just to see if I can get a defender that's actually going to go and play that. Clod flat was not a good adjustment, but actually he goes with a crossing route. So he switched up his play a little bit. It was a verticals play with a crosser by the tight end. So that was one of the quick adjustments that he made. But this guy's stuck with the scheme. He didn't get out of the scheme whatsoever. Back to this route right here. Throw right to my user again. I was right in the area. He threw it right at me. And this is where it was one of the type of situations where this guy was getting away with it. Now I go into cover 2 version of this, and he throws right off to the right. That was a really good read. I think in the next situation, I actually go ahead and put a yellow zone out there to try to take away that route. But let's see here, another run right there. His line is not getting any kind of push against my line, so his run is pretty much bagged. Right here, I think I put one of my defensive ends, and I put him in a yellow to take away that tight end route. That was the most annoying route. So right there, see, the defensive end was in the area to go and play that. He forced it into. So this guy was throwing into areas where zones were getting clogged up. So you can see I got a double yellow zone over here. If he did a flat, I would have totally given it up. He throws it right again into the double yellow zone. So 4th and 8 situation, decides to go with it. I change up my defense completely. I go into a nickel double A gap. This is a defense that was running early on the season, which has got a lot of man matching principles, so it kind of messed up his reads a little bit, but I'm able to go and hit him for a quick sack and get him down. So now my goal right now, based on how this game is starting to shake out, I'm thinking milk the clock as much as possible, go for a quick score. So back in this split single back offense, got an angle route or slant route on the back end side. Goodwin's able to take off with it, get it down into field goal range. So I'm at field goal range right now. I'm going to chew the clock as much as possible because I'm going to be able to go up by 2 scores, and I'm not really too concerned about this guy. So get away with one. I actually had a block shed by Winston. His tackle blew through my through my center, but I'm able to go ahead and get a good play right there. So once again, a little zone play. He's got the box stacked in this type of situation. I think I'm just waiting for him to send a lot of pressure my way, or if the guys drop back. So it actually drops everybody back. He gets a nice little block shed off my edge right there. So I'm going to just go ahead and take the field goal. Went into this particular field goal. This is what, a 54-yarder. Had a lot of confidence with this because I knew the range of my my kicker. I was lined up pretty much with the field goal. Just pull down the stick and actually go ahead and hit that easy field goal. So very easy to hit that type of stuff. So go back in a cover 4 situation. I get a nice little block shed to go ahead and sack him in the backfield. So his line was really not playing that well for me. He didn't really have any kind of a blocking scheme. But right here, I think I get another sack right here with my tackle. So I was just eating up his line as he's waiting for a lot of these plays to develop. So go into, I think, a cover 4 situation. He takes off this quarterback again and hits me with the same play previously that he used against me to go ahead and hit it. I didn't learn my previous lesson. I probably should have run into a different defense. Right here, he actually hits me and actually splits my defenders and gets the ball into the end zone. Now, what this guy was doing was this. This guy was really a cheesy player. He would do an onside kick, but he would kick the ball off like this. So I'm sure you guys are aware of this animation or whatever the hell this is. But he would kick it off to my guy. I'd keep getting it down to the 25, so I'm not really concerned too much about that. So all I need to do is get a first down in this situation. This game is going to be iced. He's got all of his timeouts. He actually comes after him with the dogs and dump it down to the running back on the wing route. Didn't make any kind of an adjustment. Get the ball down. He takes his first timeout. 2nd and 2 situation. I'm looking at the slant on the backside. He tips the ball next, and the ball actually comes off flat. Decide to go the opposite direction, and he actually gets himself out of position, and Perry Mills is able to come down with it, and that's pretty much it. So basically I clocked this guy out. Even a bad player can get some breaks with the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are a really good team. I personally don't want to run with a team like that, just because I'd get a lot of criticism on my channel. But if I was to play any kind of a tournament and stuff like that, I'd probably use the Chiefs because all those like free plays that you get on offense and defense, it's so worth it with a team like that. And just, it is what it is. So once again, thank you for your support, guys. I'll be rolling out more offensive and defensive tips with this West Coast playbook and also with the Tennessee defensive playbook. Thanks a lot.